Holy snow. You can hardly see the houses across the pond. It snowed once recently and it was just a light dumping, and before that it hadn't snowed in so long. Look at all that snow, Kiki. So, I dyed my hair. It's not exactly what I want, but it's a great step in the right direction. On camera, it actually looks pretty darn good. I tried the overtone for brown hair. It didn't do anything to my hair. And then I was like, why don't I try henna dye? It's a little scary because it's like very permanent. You're not supposed to use other chemical dyes on top of it, including bleaching it. And so I knew once I did it, I'd be stuck with it. So I was like, this better turn out well. And so I got a wine red color because I wanted it more on the pink side than on the orange side. Although I knew that because I had bleached sections of my hair, that those areas would turn out orangier, and sure enough, they have. So first let me show you what the bathroom looked like before I dyed my hair. I was covering everything in plastic, so I was just paranoid about getting the dye on everything. So it was all covered. I had a little wooden board on the sink to act as a surface to set everything on. And I realized once I started dyeing that I needed to actually also lay plastic on the floor, because I thought it would just wipe off, but I forgot about the grout. And so once the first glob of dye fell, I was like, oh, gotta cover the floor. So here's me with the shower cap on. Dye is in, and then here's what it looked like after I rinsed it out, which took forever, by the way, in the shower. So it was looking orangey on the ends, as I kind of predicted, and I did not like it. So I actually color corrected it this morning a little bit, but just using semi-permanent dye, because I have some leftover like overtone and I think some Arctic Fox. I forget the brand name of the other one I have, but I have a lot of my previous hair dye colors still. And so I mixed up a concoction and it worked out quite well, although the ends are still orangier than the top, but it's a lot better. What I was very excited to see was how it would affect my natural hair color, and it does look more purpley on my roots, so it pretty much did my roots exactly how I wanted it to go, which is great because that's something I can use going forward on my natural hair color. And my scalp's a bit orange. Also, let me show you some stuff around here because I built this my little drawer system from Amazon. It's kind of like the IKEA ones, except not quite as nice, but it does the trick, and it's short enough that it can fit in my shelves. So I decided to put my fabric in this one. This is just for like laying out on tables, either as a backdrop for a video or for photo shoots, like taking product photos and stuff. So all the drawers are full of fabric right now. They don't line up the nicest. Like if you look along the edge, it's kind of rough, but you know what? I don't care. It was way cheaper than the IKEA one. So yeah, and I could technically fit two side by side. I measured, so I could get more. That was sort of the test. And then I also got this, a paper holder to hold paper, and I might also get more of those. I don't know, because it'd be handy to have one on a lower surface where I just keep like my sketchbook, my weekly planner pad, that kind of stuff, so everything always has a spot. But yeah, just getting started on organization for these shelves, testing some stuff out. I still have to paint this guy down there too. And this is also assembled, which shouldn't take much assembly because it kind of just folds open, but Christian put the wheels on and did a couple things. I don't actually know, I wasn't watching because I was building something else, but it's on wheels, and the idea was that this would be a product storage shelf for when Christian is picking orders for me. It's something we can wheel out, so he has his own product picking station. And a lot of those white stackable bins I have are meant to go on here, so I'm gonna have to steal those back and put them on here. And yeah, just a handy thing to wheel out when I need it. And as you can see, the boxes of bags are now down here because they were sitting upstairs at the top of the staircase for so long. I finally cleared out a spot for them, and Christian brought them down. Yay! And I also moved out 4 of the ones that I had out here just because I didn't like the look of the boxes just being there, and I had some stuff I wanted to put there. I moved all of these into a bin because they were just in a cardboard box, and then I have my currently opened boxes of these here. I took the boxes out, and so it's just bagged now, and there are still some boxes behind there, but that's kind of what I was up to. I just had a day where I wanted to get a bunch of stuff done off camera without having to film it, so that's what I did. Also got my new Dymo scale. I mentioned it in the last video, but there it is. I might put some contact paper on it to make it look cute, but it's a USB scale, so it's plugged into the computer so that it can send weights to ShipStation, so I don't have to type in weight values. I mean, I just would have an estimated weight on everything, like product weight plus a default box weight, but this would be more accurate. So yeah, and plus it's just bigger. My old scale, where is it? Oh God, it's a little kitchen scale. It's got some splatter from Rick, the tape dispenser, but it's got a smaller surface. It's harder to weigh stuff, and yeah, so this is the upgrade. The only thing weird about it is it can weigh weights to several decimal points, but the screen will always round up to the nearest 2, which is so weird. It'll only display even numbers, but the number that gets sent to the computer is the exact precise value. So I don't understand why the screen's like that. Why not even just round up to the nearest 1? Why round up to the nearest 2? I don't know. Okay, it's now Saturday. Yesterday's stream was good, and I'm doing a little bit with the couch right now. I figured I would just get a few tasks done around the house today, and tomorrow's just gonna be like a full day of doing art stuff. So we'll get the work out of the way today. So we're gonna put these feet on the couch, but we should take these off, and we'll put felts on the bottom so once they're screwed in. And Christian built these the other day, which are going behind the couch. So I'll have to flip those over, level out the feet, and put felts on those as well. Also, look at this magnificence. I ordered this off Etsy, and it's gorgeous. It lights up too. It can take batteries. I also got the version that comes with a plug. There's a hole. Oh my God, the camera is not even doing it justice. The lights look more orange IRL. It looks more orange than yellow when it's lit up. And God, is it gorgeous. Yeah, I thought I would get the plug version because then I have the option of battery or plug, because it'd be nice to plug it into a timer and have it come on automatically. That was the idea anyway, so we'll see ultimately what ends up happening. So our drill can only go in so far because this is so short. It's like drilling it in initially and then just screwing it in. Yay, fun. Ooh, wow. When you're at a square felt, so you do this. This side's looking a little wonky because this is the most busted corner, and the foot will not rest flat. Like there's always this gap here because the wood is pushing down, and because of that, this foot is levitating. So first we're just gonna see if the two sides attach well together, because before they couldn't, because this side being the broken side, it would sag down, and therefore the two halves of the couch couldn't clip together. So we'll just try like attaching it, see what's going on, and we might just leave it. We could just pad under that foot. Good news, the two halves of the couch clip together. Woohoo! And now just making sure all these feet are tightened. All the console tables we found, the skinny ones, were for taller couches. It was hard to find one that was short enough, but these ones are. Corner's the comfiest spot, so that cushion ends up all squished. So that's looking pretty good. We do have that floating foot, so I can put something underneath there. It's a shame that the visible foot is the floating foot. Much more durable than, like, durable and sturdy compared to these. And the two halves fit together now, and we don't have these teeny little points trying to dig into the floor either. There's a bit of a doo-doo when you sit down. I just love this couch so much. It's like, it's not even that old either. So I'm like, I'm not getting rid of it. We'll just try to fix it. And now the pillow. Oh, it's all coming together. Oh, the oranges and greens. It's all coming together. Alrighty, it's now Sunday, and it's gonna be mostly an art day. I do have more orders to package. I was getting through a bunch yesterday, but I have more to do. Shouldn't take me too long. But then I'm just gonna sit at my desk, chill, and make something. Coming down the stairs this morning though, the table's filthy, I need to wipe that down, but oh my God, isn't that cute? I especially love my little cuttings over there. This room's just been destructo zone, and like the couch has been flipped over, and it's like finally together. So yesterday I did all of this letter mail and these, and I went through the remaining bags in the boxes I had open and sorted them between thick and flat. So flat's for the letter mail, thick is for parcels. That way it's just much quicker for me to package the letter mail orders when it's pre-sorted. So that's what I did. Oh, I might have to open up some new boxes today. We'll see. I did all the letter mail yesterday, but there probably was a bit that came in overnight. So I'll just keep going with parcels since I'm set up for that, and then I can switch to any remaining letter mail after. Wearing those pants I got in Vegas. I cut the strings though because they were long, and when they tie it's like all bulky and it's like a big lump under your shirt and or it's like dangling. So I cut the strings, but also because they're bungee I could tie them together and I can still get my pants up and down. Because there's an elastic in the waist. Like you don't need a string when it's got an elastic waist. I've been doing that to all my pants lately. And for ones without bungee strings, I just let the string retract into the inside here, because a lot of times they're sewn in the back, they're stitched, so you can't pull the whole string out, but just let it go in here. Just cut the string off, let it live in the waistband. This is your sign to cut the strings off your pants. Whoa, Celeste is getting a lot of bags. 8 dainty flower, 4 Y baby Y, 3 video game. If you made 3 of those bundles, you could have also had 3 Sassy Santas in there for free, but maybe they just don't want Sassy Santa even if he's for free. I've seen a handful of people do that where they'll maybe get like 1 of each except Sassy Santa, and I'm like, for the same price you could have gotten the bundle and had 4 bags. But maybe they just really don't want it. I don't know. Everyone's got their reasons, I guess. 4 of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need this one, but maybe that's excessively deep. We will try it. So, look how perfectly they fit in there. Just like a little space in the middle. Yay, look at that. What I love about these is they are cushioning for a lot of stuff, so I've been hardly using any crinkle paper because you just don't need it. Wow. But yes, the bundle is all 4 for the price of 3. So if you're gonna get 3 different ones, you might as well just get the bundle at that point. You're getting a free bag. Okay, these are the ones I packaged just now, and I'm gonna bag them all up. I might have to do some more in the morning, like whatever comes in today. I'll package tomorrow morning because tomorrow's the package pickup. So I wanted to make sure I was ahead of the game and not struggling to like package all these Monday morning before the pickup. And I gotta get those ones off my table so I can draw. All right, I'm finally setting up over here. I've got this clamped back on and setting up my laptop so I can watch stuff while I art. I just trimmed down the mat. So this is an original edge, this is an original edge, and then I trimmed the other 2, and I had to trim this corner. It's a little rough, but I probably should have done one of the back corners first for practice. Like this one's pretty good, but the one I have to look at the most is the jaggedy one. Oh, hello, hi. Okay, and now I'm set up. I've got some art supplies pulled out. Don't know what I'll use, but just having some options out. And look at my snack platter. And made myself a little drink. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill here, watch stuff, make some art. So I've had duckies on the brain for a while now. I've known I want to do some kind of ducky collection for the shop as my next one. I did not know if that's what I was gonna doodle today, because I also want to do some kind of full page illustration. So I'm like, well, let's just start drawing and see what happens. But then I went to go put pencil to paper and I was like, let's do the ducks. I just want to draw little duckies. And so this first page is just a bunch of different little ducks. I was looking up reference pictures on Google and drawing ducks as I saw them, and then I was slowly starting to stylize them more and more because I'm like, okay, if I'm going to draw duckies, what are they going to look like? It's not going to be realism. It's going to be cartoonified somehow, but how? Like, I gotta figure out the shapes, the proportions, and everything like that. How am I gonna draw the eyes? How am I gonna draw the beaks? How am I gonna draw the feet? What colors am I gonna use? So I was drawing out all sorts of little ducks, and I really liked the big head look. I thought that was quite cute, and found a shape I really liked and just kept working at it, and eventually I found something that I liked. But yeah, I was just filling a page full of a whole bunch of little duckies. I also had in mind the color scheme for this. I want it to be pastel pink and pastel blue along with the yellow of the duck, like have a white duck and a yellow duck and make them have bows. So I had sort of ideas in my head, although I think I have strayed slightly from that in terms of a color scheme. Like I want to add in some greens and make it a little bit landscapey. I'm not entirely sure. You'll see more of my ideas on the following pages, but I've had ideas in my head for so long, and this first page was kind of like, okay, well, just how are we going to draw the duck, the shape of the duck? You know, I wasn't adding the bow yet, wasn't doing different duck colors. It was just a matter of figuring out the overall duck shape. So on the second page is when I really solidified the shape. The first one I drew on this page is absolute perfection to me. It is peak duck. It's just so cute. The head shape's perfect. The beak shape is perfect. The head to body size ratio is perfect. Everything was great. I couldn't decide though if I wanted the white duck to have the blue bow or if the yellow duck should have the blue bow, because I wanted one pink bow, one blue bow. And so I was trying to figure that out. And does the bow have a strap that goes around the neck? Ultimately I decided no, but just planning out how it's going to look. I love the look of the bow on top of the head being behind the head instead of in front, so I went with that. And ultimately decided to go with the white duck having the pink bow and the yellow ducky having the blue bow. I could make them both the same color, but, you know, I was trying to make it a little different. And if they were both white, it'd be very Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, I think. As I was drawing this out, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, it took me a while to make that connection. It was when I drew a couple of stacked heads. I was like, these look like Tsum Tsums. And I was like, wait, this is just Donald and Daisy. But yeah, there was a bigger ducky. Beak shape didn't work out right. But this orange pencil I had, though, after using it for a while, it had like a huge section in it that was a different color. It was like a warm brown. And it was embedded in the lead like a manufacturing defect. So I'd be using this and suddenly the color is coming out darker. So what I would do is I would just kind of angle it if I wanted it to be orange. And then I'd use the tip if I wanted it to be that darker color for some of the outlines. It kind of worked out even though it was annoying at first. So on this page, I'm jotting down some washi ideas because my original idea was blue background. Again, have the baby pink colors, the yellow, and that's the color scheme. But then I was like, well, think of like a cute little green bush. That would look so cute behind them. So I sketched that. And then I drew out an idea where it's kind of combining blue background and green background, where we have the blue pond and it transitions to just a bush background. And so it's kind of like two designs in one, but they'd be seamless, like a seamless change of scenery. So I do quite like that idea. And then I was just drawing the duckies in different poses because I kept drawing them from that 3/4 view. So I was like, well, let's draw them in different orientations. Like one is sleeping, one is standing there from the front, just looking all cute, kind of dorky. I drew the two of them cuddling against each other. I drew one duck being mad, which also gives me Donald vibes, actually. One is eating some plants. He's just like, oh yeah, this is yummy. All right. Just kind of getting some ideas and having fun with the characters. And one of them, the duck is screaming, just quacking away. Yeah. So I just had a lot of fun, and I love the colors on this page. Just looking at this page makes me so happy. So I'm very glad. I'm like very happy with these. I'm very pleased with how these turned out. Oh, and here the ducky's pulling on her bow. And then I drew the stacked heads, which I was like, oh, Tsum Tsums. Okay. So those are the ducky doodles. So cute. I'm a little ducky swimming in the water. He doesn't have his bow. Oops. What is that? This one I feel like is pure perfection in terms of proportions and beak shape. I need to scan this and trace it and use it as like a baseline for drawing the duckies because like so cute. This one's also cute too. I like the way I did the neck and the face. If the face is a little more squished and it's got a little more neck So those are my Ducky doodles, and I think I'm gonna switch to digital art now. I do want to move upstairs. We have some shows to watch since it is Sunday. Now, if you're wondering, Baylee, what are your Sunday night shows? Okay, we're watching Last of Us, which I'm not super into. I kind of only half pay attention to, but maybe I'll get more into it. And MILF Manor, which I actually just saw the first 2 episodes on Friday. So this is my first time catching it night of release. It is like the worst, but I cannot stop watching. Okay, it's the next day. The Last of Us made me cry. Oh my god. This is what I was working on last night. I've got a cream colored background. I was doing some muted flowers, and this girl I tried starting with just shapes of color and then adding in detail, which was a little interesting. Yeah, that was all I did while watching TV. I started on this morning, and then I was like, no. And what I did is I scanned these pages, and then I traced over this duck because I just love his proportions and everything. And so I've got basic outlines for the duckies, because once I did it once, I just copied it and like switched it between the 2 duckies, like moved the bow and stuff like that. And then I created this. So these are modified slightly from their model sheets because the ducky's leaning down, head is tilted down. Same with this one's leaning up, head tilted up. So slightly modified. But I mentioned feeling a little aimless after New Year's or whatever. So I made a list of things I want to get done in the next month. And one of them was like a surrealism type illustration. And so I've turned the duckies into that. I thought it'd be something separate from the duckies, but here we are. So we've got things like lily pad shapes in there. We have water spraying. These are bushes with flowers. These are lily flowers. Some random swirls to fill some space. Petals, water droplets. So that's what I've come up with. And I'm gonna plan out the colors before I color this, because I'm gonna do this traditionally. So I just want to plan out what the heck I'm doing. What color is gonna go where. But so far, I'm very happy with it. Yay! I am, however, gonna end this vlog here. So to see more of this, you'll have to watch the next vlog on Saturday. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, shit! This is like alien core. The emotes.